Hi guys, how's it going? How's everybody doing? So, we just got some breaking news in. Oh, what is that? The sound of a lion? What does a lion sound like? Was that news to you guys?
Whoa.
Okay, sorry guys. So, we'll start out with the new current events. It's currently sunny, nice weather. Tomorrow's gonna rain. Okay, I made a chart for you guys, as you can see here on this paper. Can everyone see this paper? I got the months at the top. Let me fold this actually. So I also have May and June, though June won't have as much information. I'm going to start by letting you guys pick a month, and from that we're going to pick a topic. And then I found a really cool site that'll give you all the relevant news, I guess, of that month and that topic. So let's can you unmute somebody? Some of these guys, maybe the group for now. For a bit here. And hopefully I'll just have to try to control the sound. Okay, so I'm gonna mute you guys. What month would you guys like to look into for current events, current news? January, February, March, April, or May? March? Does everybody want March? April. March, April. So we got one for April, two for March, I think. Anybody else have a preference? Okay. So everybody's okay with March? We can move on to April, probably still too, Derek. Okay, and the next topic. We got world news, the US news, disaster news, and technology news. What current events would you guys like to hear? What category would you like to hear about? World news? Any others? I got one. Derek, what?
Unmute you, Derek. Give me 1 second.
Which one would you like to hear? I got one for world news.
Hold on, Derek. You're just muted here. Can you unmute yourself?
Okay. Any other people have preferences? We got one for world news. If nobody outvotes her, we're going straight to world news. Anybody else? Okay. So we're going for March. World news in March. So I am going to bring up some of this news for you guys. So as you guys all know, the world is a very busy place, and it's hard to stay on top of everything. The world has a lot of things to cover. Here are the world's news events you need to know about for March 2020, okay? So that's coming from the attack. Number 1. Okay, again, you guys, I'm going to go through a list. We're going to find out which one we want to hear about. There's an air attack in Turkey for world news. Number 2, coronavirus updates around the world. Number 3, a suicide bomb in Tusina. What's that?
Hands up, guys, if you have a question or anything.
Okay, coronavirus updates, number 5. Another coronavirus update for number 6. Coronavirus worsens in Italy, number 7. Prison riot in Colombia, number 8. Coronavirus updates on number 9 as well. And 2020 Olympics could be postponed for number 10.
Sure.
North Korea launches the sixth projectile, whatever that means.
Oh,
Is-
Melissa.
Olympics? You guys want to hear about the Olympics being canceled?
Yeah, that's a good
All
one.
right. So I'm going to go into that one. Okay, as of March 22nd, Tokyo claims the 2020 Olympics will still continue as planned. However, both Australia and Canada announced they will not send athletes unless the Olympics are postponed. So basically they're saying they're going to keep running the Olympics, but other nations are saying if the Olympics aren't postponed at this time, they will not send their athletes and put them at risk at the Olympics. So that kind of makes sense. The IOC has since announced that it is considering on March summer 2021. I don't know how the Olympics can be delayed 1 year, but do they just do 2 Olympics that year? You know, a World Cup and Olympics. The Olympics are every 4 years, and it's kind of going to be a little bit confusing because there's a Winter Olympics, a Summer Olympics, and they're supposed to be 2 years apart, right, guys?
Yeah.
So that could throw things off, but we'll see how they work it out. Okay, on March 28th, North Korea launched. That's not the right one. Okay, so that's the news on that one, on the Olympics. You guys want to go check another month? Okay, we're gonna go. Okay, can you raise your hand if you have a month you would like to pick? I think Derek said April earlier. Do you guys want to check out April? Yeah, sounds good. Okay, we're gonna go to April. Uh-oh, what did I do? Uh-oh. Okay, April. Okay, so U.S. news, disaster news, or technology? Technology might be a fun one to pick because I think they're doing a lot of space stuff, right, guys? I think they're focusing in a lot on like space-faring technology, so that would be an interesting one. But if you guys have another preference, okay, Derek. U.S. news? Oh, I cringe at this. I'm scared. Okay, let's see what they got for the U.S. news. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of Corona stuff. Okay, number 1, coronavirus updates. Number 2, Michael Ackiston fired. That's big news. I don't know who Michael Ackiston is. Number 3, coronavirus update again. Here when you want, please raise your hand. Number 5, body discovered in Kennedy disappearance. Number 6, coronavirus update. Number 7, number 8, U.S. airlines to receive relief package. Number 9, tips lead to shocking discovery at nursing home. And number 10, coronavirus updates. Number 11, coronavirus updates. Does that sound like some good news for the United States? Thumbs up or thumbs down? You guys want to hear about any of those?
No.
Derek? Okay, which one? Which one would you like to hear about then, Derek?
One sec, Derek, we just have to unmute you.
What?
If you have some news to share too, Derek, you could always share it with the group as
You're
well.
just muted, Derek, we just have
If
to.
anybody has some cool news they want to share, this is the time to bring it up. So
Hold on, Derek's just being unmuted.
Okay.
Okay, there you go, Derek, go ahead.
Okay, why not,
did you like one of these news articles?
yeah, like how about,
The Paris? Did he say Paris?
What was that, Derek? What thing? Derek, what was that? No. It's because he has two
You know, like,
things in there. He's in here twice.
you want to hear about the U.S. airlines to receive relief packages?
That's a good one.
All right, we'll read about that and see yeah, he's got the thumbs up. Great. Okay. On April 12th, despite the stay-at-home order in California, there was a house party where 6 people were shot. The shooting occurred in Bakersfield. The police say, is this the right one? Hang on, sir. Sorry, guys. Somehow I got to shooting in California. That is not the correct. I did hit the right one, but okay, here we go. Sorry about that. On April 15th, it was announced that 10 major U.S. airlines will receive a $25 billion relief package due to the decrease in travel during the coronavirus. The money will reportedly be used for payroll. Okay, so what do you guys think about that? the US government, which is tax dollars, paid $25 billion into supporting airlines. Most of that money is for payroll, so all the people who work for the airlines are getting paid. Who thinks that is a good decision by the government to pay $25 billion to the airports and airplanes? Raise your hands.
Lots of yeses.
Derek, Kaylee. Can anybody,
Mr. Mayor.
can anybody explain to me why that's maybe a good idea, that they're putting so much money into supporting the airlines? Anybody? Nobody? Okay, well, that's interesting. So $25 billion are gonna keep a lot of people's jobs, eh? So I guess when the coronavirus, situation gets better, you'll be able to, they'll still be operational and able to fly. I guess if they don't pay that $25 billion, a lot of companies would probably cave and have to sell their jets off, and new companies would have to be made, which, you know what, sometimes isn't a bad thing either, right, guys?
A lot of people look at
An
it,
open-ended economy is always a good thing. It kind of sounds like monopoly when you can always get bailed out no matter what happens with your business.
you want to do it here and get,
Okay,
cards.
you guys want to stay on US, or should we pick another topic now?
Felix, mine. Felix. What's mine?
We're in class right now, okay?
Kaylee, you got one? Okay,
Kaylee, we're just gonna
and we're
unmute
just
you
gonna
for a
unmute you,
second, okay?
Kaylee.
One sec. There we go. Go ahead, Kaylee.
Hi,
touch down.
Kaylee. Okay, you're unmuted. Technology, okay, for what month? February technology, sounds
Alright,
good.
Let's see what we have. Thank you,
Technology
Kaylee.
news. Okay, there's five news stories on technology.
Thumbs up or thumbs down,
This,
okay?
this should be more interesting at least. Okay, number one, solar orbiter completes preparation. So a solar orbiter would probably be something to do with space, again, like I was saying. Number two, Apple fined for slowing down iPhones. So Apple was fined for slowing down their iPhones with an update so that you would buy a new iPhone. Very, very classy of them. Number three, new dinosaur found in Canada. Oh, I remember hearing about that. That would be an interesting one. Maybe all of these are going to be interesting enough to read through. Number four, powerful antibiotic discovered. Cool.
I go through all of them.
Number five, scientists find 1 billion year old fossil. What? Could you imagine like something's been alive for 1 billion years? I guess it's dead for 1 billion years, silly me. But it's existed, like there's been life for a long time, eh guys? Okay. Is there one, can I start at the top or do you guys wanna hear about all those stories?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Okay, on February 1st, the solar orbiter was prepared for its launch, which was planned for next weekend. The solar orbiter is an attempt by Europe to learn more about the sun. So this is going to orbit the sun. This I guess it would be like a probe. It's going to orbit the sun and it's going to try to collect data and information on the sun. And I just recently read that this month that orbiter actually took pictures of the sun and has gotten the closest pictures of the sun that's ever been taken by humankind. So if that's something you guys are interested in, you can look it up. Maybe I can try to find it. If I can get an iPad, I can bring up a picture if you guys are interested in looking at that. But yeah, there's some new pictures of the sun taken by this solar orbiter that came from Europe. So that's pretty interesting. That's kind of awesome. Okay, Apple fined. So they got money taken away from them for slowing down iPhones. On February 7th, Apple was fined $27 million for deliberately slowing down older iPhone models without notifying customers. Apple admitted to doing this in 2017. But the company claimed it was to prolong the battery life of older models. The court case was just now resolved. Okay, so they ended up getting into trouble with people for slowing down their iPhones, but they said the reason they put this installation or their excuse was to save battery life on these phones. Because with these phones, the batteries are what goes on them first, right? So most likely, like this phone I'm holding in my hands, the thing that's most likely gonna take it out, or the thing that's gonna go first, is the battery. And so they're saying with their update, they're gonna run the slower, meaning the battery won't burn as hard or fast, and I guess make your phone last longer. But it sounds like people didn't agree with that reasoning, and Apple was fined $27 million for slowing down their phones on people, which is pretty dirty, honestly. Like, it's amazing they got customers. New dinosaur fossil found in Canada. So that's pretty cool. That's right here at home. That's a nice one. On February 11th, the bones of a new Tyrannosaurus Rex named Reaper of Death were found in Canada. The dinosaur is suspected to have lived over 80 million years ago, making it the oldest Tyrannosaurus to live in North America.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't the oldest Tyrannosaurus Rex to live in North America, because it had to have parents. Just saying. Sorry, moving on. So that's cool. Anybody have any comments about the dinosaur found in Canada?
No.
The Reaper of Death, as they like to call him?
Yes.
Nobody? You know,
Does it say?
all right. Okay, next one. Powerful antibiotic discovered. On February 21st, scientists used AI, which is artificial intelligence, to help discover an antibiotic that may help fight powerful bacteria and drug resistance. Scientists claim the new discovery can kill up to 35 deadly bacteria. Oh, well, that's cool. So we might have a little bit of an advancement in the medical field. As you guys well know, a lot of antibiotics can be resisted by the human body, which in turn can create a super bug or a super strain of that virus or bacteria. And they're saying this new drug doesn't have that effect. So that's kind of nice. That would be a good thing, because a lot of people suffer when they're not able to take certain antibiotics or the body resists it. Okay, our next story. Scientists find a 1 billion year old fossil. Jeez Louise, 1 billion years old. You know how much 1 billion is, you guys? Like, it's a really hard number to comprehend. It's so much. Okay, on February 26th, paleontologists, why did it jump? Okay, sorry. Paleontologists discovered 1 billion year old microfossils. Scientists believe this discovery could help us understand the origins of plant life on Earth. So it sounds like it was a plant fossil they found, and it's over 1 billion years old. And they're trying to find links to how life started on Earth, is their reasoning. So those are all 5 stories. Do you guys want to stay in science and technology news? Did you guys find the science and tech more interesting? I see some heads shaking. Okay, what month? We just did, I think that was February, right? You guys want to hear another one? What month? Put up your hand if you'd like to pick a month. Any hands? Oh, Kaylee's got a hand.
Hold on, Kaylee, just unmute yourself and then you can, there we go, perfect, go ahead.
How about a surprise?
A surprise?
Yeah, news.
Yeah, I'd be happy to surprise you. Just tell me what month you'd like to hear the surprise in. January, February, March, April, May, or June?
About 13th and 14th of February.
I believe we just did February. That's your birthday though, so I'm sure that was big news. It was Kaylee's birthday on February 13th and 14th. Because it took a 2-day process apparently. Yeah, and that's big news because Kaylee is a blessed soul on this earth. And we're all blessed by her presence now. So that's awesome. I think that was 36 years ago, Kaylee. Am I right? Or are you 37? 37.
I'm 37.
Yes, I'm right.
On my next birthday.
Okay, so who would like to pick a month other than February? Because we just did February.
Melissa, let's do Melissa.
Sounds good. Allison also has her hand up.
We'll do Allie after Melissa.
Okay, Allison, you got next choice. Derek, you're after Allison, okay?
Go ahead,
So we're-
Melissa.
What month, Melissa? June. So real recent. We're not quite through June. We're exactly halfway through June, pretty much. So these are our top stories for. Oh, there is only one story in June because it's so recent. And I have no idea what this means, guys. It says, number one, hope for the Hanan gibbon. Does anybody know what that is? Can you please, before I read into this, does anybody know what a Hanan gibbon is?
A gibbon?
Yeah, is a gibbon a bird?
Ask Barbara, what's a gibbon?
What's a gibbon, Barbara? Sounds familiar, like,
They have gibbons at the zoo.
they have gibbons, is it a monkey?
Yes.
And what's a Hanan gibbon? Is that just a place, maybe? A type of gibbon? Okay, so I guess for science or technology news,
Monkey.
this is very new tech. Hope for the Hanan gibbon. So maybe there's some sort of tech in here. On June 6th, scientists announced that there was hope for the survival of the Hanan gibbons, the world's rarest primate. Scientists have discovered a new breeding pair, which is wonderful news as the animals have been extinct since the 1970s. In the 1950s, it was believed that there were 2,000 left in the wild. However, poaching and deforestation quickly led to a decline. By the 1970s, it was estimated that there were only 10 left in the wild. Oh, sad. So the hope is, guys, so the Hanan gibbon, since 1950, there's estimated to be 2,000 on the planet. You go 20 years down the road, because of deforestation and poaching, there ended up being only around, what did they say here?
And
10, as Dennis said. But recently, out of those 10, there's 2 that fell in love, and they're going to make some more heinous gibbons. So that's good news. There's hope for them yet. Hopefully the offspring are very creative and learn how to survive in the new world that's being created. Okay, you guys want to check out another month? I said Allison was your choice next. So just give me a second to unmute you here, Al, and I'll let you pick which month you want to
There
hear
you
about.
Go ahead, Allie.
May.
Some May news. That sounds good. Kate, technology and science for May. Okay, number 1 story for May. Sales of .org blocked. I don't know what that means. I think .org stands for organization. I don't know if they are selling the lingo.org, but it was blocked. So whoever tried to buy it, I guess, got blocked. And we'll go more into that story. Sorry. 2, progress in the fight against malaria. So there's obviously some issues with malaria in the world, and we're going to hear about some progressive measures they're taking to combat malaria. Number 3, new black hole discovered. So that's a spacefaring event. They discovered a new black hole. Now, when you look up into the sky, you obviously can't see a black hole because it's black out there. Another thing about black holes, and the reason they're called black holes, is their gravity is so strong it sucks in all the light. Meaning if there is no light, you cannot see it. It would be invisible. So the way they can see black holes is they take data that's being recorded, and then they try to make you kind of present a picture. Yeah, it's kind of a complicated math thing, I guess. Okay, so we'll go into and number 5, SpaceX launch makes history. So SpaceX is a new private space company. I think the owner is Elon Musk, and they're making history by doing things that people haven't done since the 1970s. Okay, so we're going to go into our first story. Is there any comments before I start with the stories? Anybody want to share anything? All right, I'll get into the first story then. Okay, progress in the fight against malaria. We all know malaria is caused by mosquitoes. On May 4th, scientists discovered a microbe that completely protects mosquitoes from contracting malaria. This discovery could be of immense help to the fight against malaria. So they found a new microbe, which is like an organism, a microscopic organism you cannot see with your eyes, that live on all our surfaces in front of us. It's the thing that the viruses, I guess they're gonna treat mosquitoes with it somehow. I don't know how they're gonna treat mosquitoes and cure them of malaria, but it doesn't sound like it's for humans. It sounds like it's for mosquitoes. So that's kind of interesting. That's good. There's nothing more worrisome than catching a disease from a mosquito after being bit by it. All right, on to the next one. New black hole discovered. So I'm going to bring this picture up. As you can see, you can't really see the black hole. It just looks like black space, right? But it's out there. Sucking things into it. Yeah, so which is kind of crazy is like the gravity of a black hole is so strong that it sucks in light. Light moves, I think, at like 350,000 kilometers an hour or something, which is quite fast. So you can only imagine just how powerful a black hole really is. Yeah. Yeah, so there's also something with a black hole where you can't see it, but the effects of it, if you were to be caught in a black hole, you'd be caught into its event horizon, which is the effects of the black hole. And once you get caught in a black hole's event horizon, there's no escaping it. You'd be sucked into a black hole and compressed into something so small you probably wouldn't be existent. Anyway, it's off on a tangent. That has nothing to do with our news. I'm sorry. On May 7th, scientists discovered a new black hole that may be the nearest to Earth. This black hole is 1,000 light years away. 9.5 thousand million kilometers. Okay, so it's 1,000 light years away. To put that into kilometers, it would be 9.5 thousand million kilometers. So that'd be, you'd write a 9,500 out on a paper without the zeros. You just write a 950, and then you would add 12 zeros, is that right? 12? More zeros, so it'd be another like 12 zeros on top of it. So that's 1,000 light years is a long ways away. So again, like I said, light speed is about like 300 something kilometers an hour. You would have to travel 1,000 years at that speed to reach this black hole. 1,000 years, that's quite some time. All right, on to the next one. Why don't I not remember seeing this in our post? Okay, on May 17th, the Air Force successfully launched Atlas V rocket for the secretive mission. The rocket was carrying a 78B space plane meant to deploy a satellite into orbit. So there's a secret mission where this rocket went into space on May 17th, and it was carrying a special plane that is going to deploy a satellite into orbit. So a new satellite into our orbit. All right, on to the next one, which is SpaceX makes history. On May 30th, the SpaceX launch, making it the first time astronauts are carried to the ISS on a private vehicle. The launch was supposed to occur 2 days prior, but it was canceled due to bad weather. This is the first launch from U.S. soil since 2011. So that's pretty neat. So SpaceX just, as you guys know, I don't know if you've heard anything about SpaceX, but they actually are leading the field in space technology for rockets right now. And now they are advancing very quickly in actual spaceships or manned space vehicles. And usually in space, when you hear about them launching stuff into space, most of the time those are unmanned. So it's done by machines, and they'll launch a probe or a satellite, and they try to keep the astronauts out of it as much as they can. But yeah, SpaceX is making leaps and bounds towards changing that. As you know, within 30 years or so, they're planning on making a colony on Mars and some crazy stuff, which is kind of cool news, but altogether kind of interesting. Okay, guys, so we're running out of time. Is there any news anybody wants to share? Maybe you can unmute them now,
Mute
Taylor.
everybody? Okay, we're just gonna mute all of you guys, okay?
Obama, we have
You have some news? Sure, let's hear it. Oh yeah, we're,